AstroNerdBoy here, and we've got some Dawn of the Dragons Ascension news. And we're going to go over it, and I'm going to give some thoughts about things as I play some of the game, and let you kind of see the gameplay if you've never looked at it before as we go over this stuff. But anyway, the developers yesterday came out and said that they had all been let go by Fifth Planets. And so, as of yesterday, the game is no longer officially supported. And that means that no updates, no new content, nothing. It's just the game is pretty much in a limbo state. So, I'm kind of bummed about this. In one way, I'm not surprised. In some other ways, I kind of am. I'm not surprised because I don't think the game was really making a lot of money for the company. It had been out for a while before I even found out about it. And the developers had been working on it for quite some time now. But it was still in early access, and in my opinion, it still had quite a ways to go before it went full prime time. Which is, unfortunate, but, maybe not expected, but at some point in time, companies' priorities change. So Fifth Planet Games apparently decided that they didn't want to waste any more time and effort, at least for the time being. Now, the game is not officially dead. It is kind of in a state of limbo right now. And as such, we don't know when, if at all, Fifth Planets will do anything with the game. But for right now, all the developers are gone. Well, at least officially they're gone. Unofficially, they did come in today and make sure that the game could continue running through March of 2020. So if you're playing the game and watching this video, the game should still function through March 2020. After that, if Fifth Planets hasn't done anything, I would say probably it's time to give up on the game. So I think one of the problems the game had is that it just, the developers wanted to do something that was new, but they also wanted to do something that was tied back to the original Dawn of the Dragons game. And I don't know, maybe I should look and see about doing some videos about the old Dawn of the Dragons, just to show you what it was like. But the game is still, Dawn of the Dragons is still going on, although this downsizing did hit them, but the Dawn of the Dragons still has development support. Just they lost their lead developer, Mouse. I believe Mouse was the lead developer the other day as well. So that game, probably won't be updated as much as it was before, but it still will exist. Dawn of the Dragons Ascension will still exist, but there's literally no one officially supporting the game anymore. Now, I think one of the problems with the game is, and we'll go over this more, is just kind of some of the fight mechanics. I think the developers were trying to, as I said, do something different and unique, and I appreciate that, to be honest. I really do. But at the same time, in being unique like this, I think they actually created some issues with the gameplay that just weren't. I think it was kind of hard for most people to overcome, especially if the people had not had a previous connection to Dawn of the Dragons. If you had not had that previous tie-in with the game, you're not going to care about Dawn of the Dragon's Ascension much, I don't think. And as you see, there's some bugs there because it's not showing me my rewards, and those bugs will not be fixed anymore. But I decided I'm going to go ahead and clear out all these quests anyway. But that said, I will show you where I think the problem was. If we go into instances here, this is this instant, or formations. This is the formation you start with, and it is got 2 characters. And if I were still working on these characters, he's not a great tank, and although she's a great character, farming for her is all but impossible because she's in a store. You can get her for free, but it will just take forever, or you can pay to get her. But that said, when there's only 2, each of these characters has 4 abilities. That means you get 8 total. But when you've got another formation with 3, and all the rest of these have 3, now then you got 12 abilities. And there's a formation which I do not have, which I will get if I continue pushing the main quest forward and clearing out all these things, where you've got 4 of these allies that can go into it. And so the issue comes when you're picking a party with 3 right now. But when I go to attack, I only have 3 slots out of 12 total attacks, and these will come up random. So even if I use this Pierce, there's a chance that it could come back. It did not, but it could have. When there's only 2 characters, the pool you have is much smaller, so there's a higher chance of you getting what you want down here in these attacks. When the pool increases by 1, that the chances that you can get what you want drop, which is not fun. And then when it goes up to 4, it's even worse, in my opinion. Unless you've got characters that have overlapping abilities, which, you know, some of these characters do have class abilities, like a heal or something. So if you had 2 of the same class type, okay, maybe you could get one of the 2 to throw up a heal. But I think it was a design flaw, in my opinion. I think there needed to be some better methodology of doing this. Maybe instead of this random whatever, that you actually have characters that have abilities that can do something, and then you just pick whichever one you want, not just totally leaving it up to RNG, and then out of RNG you make the best of a bad situation. Because, you know, if you've got more characters, and even though you're increasing your power level, if you're not doing a better job clearing an instance, and right now I'm having no problem because I basically marked time forever on these. These were quite tough back in the day before I got my characters leveled up this high to more easily take care of them. But, you know, before I did that, if I would have advanced the story normally instead of marking time, you know, these guys would be whacking me like crazy. And so and if one of them died, then you had the dead ally issue. Now, a recent patch update did address that, the last patch that they're putting out, but you know, it's still an issue as far as I'm concerned. The dead ally one was, let's say they kill this guy. Well, right now, if he died, you see two of these slots are him. Let's just see what happens when I do like this. I killed them both because I'm overpowered in them both. But if I hadn't killed them, there was a chance that that character, that ally's, one of his abilities would show right back up. Because it wasn't like in Fate Grand Order. Fate Grand Order, each character has a deck of 5, I don't want to say attack cards, but I guess they are, of different types. And you have 3 on the field, and that gives you 15 total. And they come up at random, but it's 5, 5, 5. When you get through the last 5, the deck is shuffled, and then you get 5 more displayed from scratch. This game, you could go through the same abilities over and over and over. The same ally could just fill your slots. And that, to me, that was a design flaw. That was a huge design flaw. Oops, this is not where I want to be. So anyway, I'm just free talking. I'm not even going to edit this much, to be honest. Probably not going to edit it at all because I don't think too many people will watch it. But if you do, hey, awesome. I'm treating it almost like a live stream. So, and I'm not even reading the text here, so I'm just kind of going through it, trying to finish it up. Trying to finish all this up. But yeah, I just, what was, I've already done this. What does it want me to do? Sorry, I don't even know what it wants me to do. Okay, so maybe I should read this. But anyway, well, I'll finish this up on my own terms. Maybe I'll even live stream this later just for the fun of it. Why not? It'll be a video. But yeah, nevertheless, the game is pretty much dead. I mean, it's all but dead. The developers did sneak in today. Well, I say sneak in. They kind of did it on the low tip, as they say. And they made sure the game will have things going on through March. So the World Raid should still appear through March. The campaign in the guilds should still appear through March. Any other little special things that they had already set up should appear through March. And then that'll be it. And, you know, it's kind of sad. I mean, I think the game had a lot of potential. I think that the main design flaw is basically in how allies work, how formations work, you know, and how to utilize this better in combat. And then the developers also needed to come up with some method to monetize the game. You know, as much as we may not like monetization, you know, mobile games, that's how they make their living, is to be monetized. But this shop, you know, there's really, I mean, you could get some things, you know, like this, but rare is not, is okay. But yeah, everyone wants the very rare. So, and that's a lot of crystals to spend. Who wants to spend that kind of deal? In gold, you know, I've got a video out on how to earn gold, so that was never a problem. You know, these were way overpriced in my opinion. One potion, that's a lot of crystals just to get some campaign revive potions or whatever, just to continue on. So I don't think those were helpful. And, you know, these premium bags, you know, to get other allies. Well, you don't need other allies. You just need 10, and you can get most of them out of, the guild store. I mean, pretty much the free-to-play allies you get out of here will more than adequately cover you. Plus a few more, you just gear them up and get them to level 100, and voila. So I think the game has potential if Fifth Planet Games decides to put a new team on it. Hopefully the new team will address some of this. And this is not a slam on the old team. I think the old team worked hard. I think they had good ideas. I loved how they were willing to listen to the community to try to implement things. They wanted these things to go better. They had a great idea for making it so that the mobile world, the PC world, and the website cartridge, and the iPhone world, all of the players on whatever platform could play in the same world space, so that when we did, our group formations, our group instances, there were plenty of players to participate in these, even if you could not cross-link accounts. But it is what it is. So I'm rambling now. I apologize, but like I said, I may do one live stream of the game on Twitch and then re-upload it to YouTube, just for the heck of it. We'll see, though. We will see. All right. Well, I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a like. Feel free to leave comments if you were playing the game in on whatever platform. Leave comments in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Help me get to the magic 1,000 subscribers that YouTube finds so important. Also, there's my anime and manga blog at anime.astronerdboy.com. Got some Tenchi Muyo news, OVA 5, so go out there and check that out. All right, well, this has been AstroNerdBoy, Dawn of Dragons Ascension, and you guys have a very good day. We'll talk to you later.